Hi guys, and welcome back to another Tech Minds video. Now here's a quick midweek video for you guys, and I wanted to show you this. Now this is a 30 watt UHF RF amplifier. Now it covers from 400 to 470 megahertz and can work with an input power of between 100 milliwatts up to 3 watts. So that's kind of perfect for amplifying handheld radios or any other low power UHF radio. Now the reason I got this amplifier is because I fancy trying some DATV on 70 centimeters. Now here in the UK we can transmit on 437 MHz, a DATV transmission. But what's strange is that I've never actually ever received anyone or ever seen any DATV signals on 437 MHz before. So with the use of a Pluto SDR, I'll be trying this amp on DATV. Now, if you are interested in seeing me do that, then let me know in the comments and I'll make a video on that. In fact, if you're near my location, then let me know if you fancy trying to receive it. However, let's just cover this little amp in this video. Now, a physical on and off switch is available on the front panel, along with a high and low power switch. Now, according to the specification, low power is 15 watts and high is 30 watts. Later in the video, we'll test the actual power output. There's also a couple of LEDs which shows the amplifier is turned on, and then another LED which illuminates when the amplifier is in use. Now it weighs around 900 grams and it requires a 13.8 volt DC input with a max current draw of around 6 amps when in use at full power. Now insertion loss is supposed to be rated at less than 1 dB. Now on the rear there's a couple of SO239 sockets. Now N-type should have been better, or even B and C. But I guess we could change these if we really wanted to. There's also a replaceable fuse holder, which is a nice touch, and then there's a short power cable. Now this is a little strange as it would have been nice to have a power socket, but I guess adding a power pole connector to this short cable would make it easily usable. Now getting inside is pretty easy. There's just a few screws either side and the bottom plate pulls off. Now inside, well, there's a single main PCB and there's a little smaller PCB off there to the right. Now the main RF transistor appears to be a Mitsubishi RA30H4047M, which in fact is a 30 watt RF MOSFET to be used between 400 and 470 MHz according to the datasheet. Now I don't currently have an attenuator large enough to put this on a spectrum analyzer, but if we look closer here below that RF MOSFET, there does appear to be a bandpass or low pass filter just below the MOSFET, looking at these inductors and components here. Now without seeing the values, it's kind of hard to tell, but it kind of makes sense to have them here. Although pin 4, which is apparently the RF output, and the pin furthest to the right doesn't appear to go through any of these components, so maybe the filtering is on the input. Now feel free to leave your theories on this in the comments below. Well, I'm not an RF amplifier designer. Now with this white gunk everywhere, it appears this was made in the same factory as the HF amp I reviewed a few weeks ago, although I guess it does keep those wires in place. So let's take some power measurements using my nice high power meter, and we're going to use the Yaesu FT3D as the carrier source. Now the FT3D has a few power levels, 3 lows and 1 high power ranging from a few milliwatts to around 3 watts on UHF. Now with the radio set to low 1 and a frequency of 435 MHz, it appears the output directly from the radio is 30 milliwatts. Low 2 outputs around 220 milliwatts and low 3 about 1.3 watts, while high power is a smidge over 3 watts. Now with the amplifier in line, I went through and tested all of the power levels that the FT3D can be set to, and also tested the high and low power switch on the front of the amplifier. Now I won't go through each of these power levels, you can see them on the screen now, but what was interesting is that with the radio set to low 1, which according to what we saw earlier is around 30 milliwatts, the amplifier was able to produce just under 39 watts from that low input. So that's kind of awesome because the Pluto itself doesn't output too much power, and while I need a small driver board to achieve amplification, it should be quite simple when it comes to putting together a 70 centimeter DATV transmitter. Now with the maximum RF output set on the radio, which is around 3.5 watts, and the amplifier set to high, we saw an output of around 45 watts of RF power, Now, how accurate that is, I'm not entirely sure, but I do have some other power meters that I do need to show you in the near future, but I just need to get some appropriate attenuators first. So I may revisit this amplifier power testing once I get those. Anyway, guys, as I said at the start of the video, just a short and sweet midweek video. And my next video, which would normally come out on Sunday, is probably going to come out a bit earlier because it's a special video showcasing a brand new product, which we've all been waiting for. Anyway, guys, thanks very much for watching. Thanks to my patrons and YouTube members. Until the next video, take care of yourselves, and I'll see you in the next one.